I'm Finn, and this is my first sketchbook. Well, when I say first sketchbook, I mean it's the first book I drew in. I drew before that, but on loose sheets of paper which I kept in a binder, so not technically a sketchbook, so here you go. I began around June in 2015. I didn't date everything in the beginning, so I'm not sure, and I finished it in May the 4th, 2017. I should have drawn lightsabers. Oh well. I wasn't drawing much for years, so it's kinda a new start. So I begin fittingly with the beginning. Most of the things you will see here are drawn from photograph. Saying that, I mean Google picture search. You can see the distinct difference when I didn't have a photo to copy from. In the beginning I wanted to draw only on one side of the paper, but I abandoned that soon because it felt like a waste. Instead I taped in cutouts from where I was drawing, again on loose sheets of paper before. So yeah. Oh, that's my doggo. Most of the time he is just laying around sleeping. That's a cat of a friend they had at the time. You will see I draw mostly animals and other creatures like this dragon. I did since I was little. Here I study the wing, how it layers and folds. Maybe I make a tutorial about this at some point, cause I realized afterwards that most people don't know how to draw wings. This is from a reference from another artist. I can't remember their name. Wait, Kibitzer? Yeah, I think it's Kibitzer from DeviantArt. I drew almost everything from reference, and by that I mean I copied it. Because I was so afraid to draw from imagination or even just deviate from the photo. No, I never claimed it as my own. Don't do that. It can be helpful to straight up copy the reference, but don't say it's your own. That's why I keep saying it's not mine. Here's where I began to draw with ballpoint pen, because the graphite smeared like crazy, especially when I erased and I wanted to fill both sides. And it just rubbed everywhere. I tried a few different pens like gel pens and fine liner, copied from Disney and copied also from GriffSnuff, from DeviantArt. At that time I was browsing a lot on DeviantArt. That's supposed to be an Eevee but without reference. Most text you will see in here is German, cause I'm from Germany. You can pause if you want and try to decipher it, but most of it is just an unrealistic goal, like finish the rest of the book in 2 months or something like that. Oh, I forgot the artist name of these. See, nowadays I write down the name when I copy from an artist. I wish I had done this from the beginning. Even if you don't make videos in the internet and want to credit the artist, it's still helpful years later when you want to look something up. For example, I wouldn't find this artist nowadays even if I tried to. Well, I probably had the chance to, but... Well, my point is, don't be stupid like past me and credit artists. Oh yeah, look at that. I discovered Bryn Matheny, or however you pronounce her name. She's a creature designer, and I can highly recommend looking into her stuff if you are interested in creature design. No, my dog! Again sleeping. I swear he was supposed to be a cat at some point. I visited a friend and drew their dog, and watched Doctor Who too. Great series. You should watch it. Or not. Don't let you tell what you should do or not. Especially not from me. No, I did thumbnails for a video I never did. It was supposed to be a tutorial on how animals walk. Maybe I still do the video sometime in the future. One of the rare humans in this sketchbook. I don't like drawing them. I don't know why. I just don't. It's not fun. Also, don't let you tell you what to draw. If you want to draw humans, teacups, or bungee ropes, do that. If you don't, well, don't. Well, look at that. I wasn't drawing regularly back then at all. Here I try to draw daily, at least a little bit, but I gave up after a week or so. I still struggle with this to this day. I have a few mental health issues I don't want to discuss right now that make life difficult, and it was worse back then. Oh, here I paused the sketchbook and drew on loose sheets of paper again, to test if this would cause less anxiety, cause it's not a fancy book, but it didn't work. I bound the loose sheets to a small sketchbook later, so practically I filled my second sketchbook before I finished the first one. I found a napkin, I liked the design of it, so I filled a whole page of it. These here were random watercolor blobs I tried to see something in. From there on, I used watercolor some more to prettify the sketches, or give them splotches of color. Now, obviously the paper can't really handle the wet medium, so I tried to use it scarcely. Oh yeah, I found in some drawers old drawings of mine, so I just taped them in here, cause I didn't know where else to put them, and I didn't want to lose them. I wrote a rough estimate of the date I drew them. Whoa, there's some old stuff in here. Oh right, I wanted to make a Pokemon game at some point. I almost forgot about that. I didn't got far though, and never finished it. Oh yeah, and I did cacao trading cards. Wait, in English they're called CO or ATC cards, I think. And it's December 2016 already. Wait a minute. The last 10 pages were all I did in a year? Wow. I really didn't draw a lot back then, huh? Then I rediscovered Bryn Metheny and finally got a proper palette for my watercolors. This is from an How to Draw Nature book I got at the time. Here rainbow animals, also from that book. Oh right, I found some pretty barberry leaves outside and taped them in here. Then I drew around them and tried to make the gradient. The leaves are nowhere near as vibrant anymore. But it was fun. That's just, I found some pens and I wanted to test if they still write, so I tried them out. But they did blend through the page. This one too from the next page. Oh, here I finally began to write down who the original artist is. Revisiting how wings work. Again, a lot of copying Bryn Metheny. This one is from imagination though. I wanted to find a style and looked into Steven Universe, Griff Snuff and whatever comes natural to me, and tried to blend them, but I didn't like the result. No sleepy kitty! And I found a few stickers. I didn't want to throw them away, but I didn't know what to do with them, so I stick them in here. Here I began a challenge with a few internet friends to draw every day for a month. Yeah, anyway, drawing every day for a month. I think I didn't draw every day, but I drew 30 pages in 30 days. So I kinda cheated, but I still drew more than without the challenge. And it was fun to share the pages with the others every week. This is from Senshi Stock. By the way, it is a great resource for reference, if you want to draw a lot of humans, that is. Some maps. Here I tried to draw a mandala with flowers. It's surprisingly difficult. I needed a drawing compass to help keeping the same distance. I was running out of ideas, so I did more blobs and drawing a lot of random stuff in general. This is supposed to be my dog. But for some reason there are days on which nothing turns out like it's supposed to. Another mandala out of flowers? Some Pokemon and the challenge ended. But I continued drawing daily for a while. I didn't write the date down, but it must have been around a month or so. I studied different paws. More paws. I did another challenge with the internet friends to draw 100 of something, but I didn't get to 100 paws. I was getting annoyed that the sketchbook isn't full yet, so I drew a plain background on one page and flowers on the other and cut it out and taped them together. So I would fill more pages this way. I had a leftover gift wrapping paper that I liked and stuck in here too. I hope it shows up on camera, 'cause it's shiny. More stickers. I think a grocery store gave them away, so I just stuck them in here. Oh, that was the time when I had to go to the hospital. And they removed part of my ear. I was in so much pain afterwards, so I drew this. I don't want to go into much detail right now. Maybe it's a story for another day. Here I discovered the artist Vivienne Medrano through the YouTube channel Drawing Tutorials Online, I think. She was featured in one of the sketchbook tours as a student. Now she has her own channel and released an animation called Husband Hotel. Maybe you heard about that. More of my dog. Funny how you remember stuff that happened in your life because you also drew at the time. It's almost like a journal. Like this here, a view of a window when I was waiting in a psychiatrist's office. Oh, and this one is a waiting room at the hospital. Crazy. I visited a lot of doctors at that time. I will tell the story someday. Sometimes I hijacked the sketchbook for notes, like these from a therapy session. You can read it if you want, but I don't want to translate it right now. Here I wrote some notes for pixel art I was doing at the computer. Finally, I tried to break things down into shapes, instead of mindless copying. The dragon is from imagination. And that's the end. Okay, that was my first sketchbook. Thanks for watching. In case you want to see more, consider subscribing. The end.